You ever see a camper too sneaky for its own good? Well, 6,365 pounds, Freedom Express 276 RKDS. Absolutely fits that bill. What do I mean by that? Well, like at a glance and at 6,300 pounds, you hear that and you think, okay, well, yeah, it's just a normal ultralight rear kitchen. But then you come around the corner. This thing has a full, like, fifth wheel style bed slide and bedroom with full front closet at 6,300 pounds. It was too sneaky for its own good. Unfortunately, this model's not made anymore, but I think it's just because it rode under the radar a little too well.
And because this is such an unconventional floor plan, and I think the bedroom is almost as much of a focal point as like the living room and the kitchen, I'm going to break my normal self-imposed policies, and we're actually going to start up front and work our way back a little bit on this one. Maybe up, down, and around, do Mambo number 5, I don't know. By the way, part of the reason the skin looks absolutely phenomenal on this is because they bought a full RV cover and used it regularly. I love that little shoe garage right there. Now the bedroom door, I believe it's here for fire code, but if you don't want to use it, you can just activate the deadbolt, and now nobody can come in. Now basically it's just a little frosty glass window. But like I was saying, what this one really does so well, it gives us that full front closet space up there with just huge amount of storage. Not to mention, down below the master bed, you have yourself, it actually passes through from the inside and outside. Now that is, by the way, a 60 by 80 true queen. Another thing I think they did really well on this floor plan, frankly, I think they did better than a lot of fifth wheels. You got a nice stand with a power outlet right there. And it's small, maybe for a phone, but you got a stand with a power outlet right there. And it's almost I noticed one little glitch right here. It looks like the little holdback for this door must have given up the ghost over time. If I see something, I say something. That's a regular policy that I have. No floor heat vents in this thing. There's easy access storage below the dining table, which is free floating, by the way. You can fold it down into a sleeper, or take it outside for picnic time, or pull it over by the sofa and have some awesome dinofa action, which is just a phrase that I love to say if you couldn't tell. Now, this is a Liberty Edition, and it's a little almost confusing because a lot of things that used to be exclusively found on the Liberty Edition series, like the larger 8 cubic foot fridge, have become available in the more common Ultralite Freedom Express series. Back here, it's interesting because when you say rear kitchen, you're expecting giant countertops and stuff. When you look at this one, it feels maybe a little bit lacking. But that's something that they did a little creatively here. They use the slide in part to kind of, expand the kitchen into the slide out a little bit. And where you kind of see that is when you start opening up the storage and you see how they interact with one another, and you see that the kitchen doesn't stop just because the slide starts, which is just a normal way of doing things in the RV industry. Now, there's something here that I always loved. It kind of went away as more, this is what all travel trailer and fifth wheel stoves used to look like. As they started to become recessed and flush mount with those nice tempered glass covers, this went away. But for a couple of years, having a factory included food grade cutting board, I thought was just a really cool, slick feature right there. And there's good window coverage on both sides of this. One thing that's interesting is the window there, the tall vertical window, that doesn't open for airflow because it doesn't have a partner. It doesn't have a cross breeze window across from it, like the sofa window has the dinette window across from it. Now, if we open that up, you see that that opens up into a large sleeper sofa, but it doesn't totally cut the camper off. So if you need to, you can sleep 1 or 2 on the sofa, 1 on the dinette. I'm not going to call the dinette a 2-sleeper, no way. And by the way, this does have a taller 6'9" ceiling. More common today, far less common when this RV was first made. You see the central air up there? That TV can pivot around for easy viewing. And once again, awesome viewing and breeze window directly across from the sofa. Like, if I sit down here, this is kind of the view from the couch. It's very social. You're sitting right here with the other people in the camper. You're kind of chewing the fat, shooting the breeze, whatever the case may be. You can crank that TV around to face the kitchen, the dinette, or the sofa, or kind of split the difference. And that's a TCL Roku TV. So it's a smart TV. That's another thing Freedom Express was actually doing way before most people. And I think that they probably would have done more of it and made a bigger deal out of it had it been kind of a situation where streaming entertainment had taken better hold in the RV industry at the time that this came out. Now, they had to do something with this hallway exchange, but I kind of like what they did here, because they gave us that window, but we got some extra like linen storage or toiletry storage down below, plus really that right there is going to be your primary linen cabinet. They couldn't really squeeze one here in the bathroom, but obviously it's right next door. Instead, kind of like you got a fifth wheel bedroom, you pretty much got like a fifth wheel bathroom here with that extra large shower. That is a porcelain bowl stool right there. Now in the kitchen proper, you saw solid surface countertops. Everywhere else in the RV, you're going to see sealed edged pressed membrane countertops, which is nice. So what about road mode? It's tight. And I don't know that every single person that goes camping is going to be able to squeeze through here. I know that I'm a pretty decent dad body dude, and you see that I can slide right through here. Now, again, there's a couple spots where it's tight and you're doing some leaning and some squeezing. And remember, you do have a direct entry bedroom door, but you can go through either door, depending on your size, and fully navigate the RV. One of the other nice things here, the refrigerator's right by the door. It's always easy to get to.
Now, a lot of times when you have a full bed slide like that in a travel trailer, manufacturers kind of forget about the fact that you need some outside storage. Most of the time, all you're going to get is the pocket of storage under the bed. Now, they left this one wide open, which is kind of cool. But that's not where they stopped. Coachmen, just as a whole, the entire organization is very cognizant about the fact that you need good storage space. And just like you see here, they still built this with a full, normal front pass-through storage compartment, which again, bed slide travel trailers, even today, sometimes still falter on. The market as a whole has gotten better about this, but it was a super common issue for a long, long time. Big power awning on this that nicely clears both entry doors. And with this being a Liberty Edition, you'll find front and rear power jacks, plus you got the power tongue jack, obviously the full power awning. TV hookups right amidships here, and you've got that wide stance stability axle system. Now what that's going to do is it's going to basically add a little extra towing stability to the trailer, and it will make the trailer feel like it's shorter than it actually is. It's kind of a way, best way I've ever thought to phrase it is it cheats the wheelbase, essentially. I love that campside window right there straight across from the sofa, so you can really kind of keep an eye out of your sight. And over here, this is actually hidden under the refrigerator. You got the Pullout Coleman camp grill. Now, some people don't use these, some people do. These folks definitely did. It looks like they made some burgers at some point. They did some grilling over here. I'm just frankly a little jealous they didn't invite me along. This is an Asdel using product. Actually, Coachmen, Freedom Express specifically, as far as I know, was essentially the first mainstream Asdel user out there. They were using it before it was cool. For years, we didn't even bother talking about it because nobody knew what it was. Nobody ever really seemed to care. And then finally, as the marketplace, folks like yourselves began to learn more about RVs, they learned about the benefits of the weight savings, the water damage prevention, things like that can happen as a result. Because like we saw the braille bumps inside, but you won't see that stuff outside because Asdel just is basically a hard water repellent. And I like how our hookups are over here in the corner, just simple. All of our electrical stuff is right there, like your main power hookup, your satellite, your cable rather. And then your water stuff is back here, including your black tank flush. So they're all like easily accessible, but they're not really mixed in with one another. And the rear corner back here is the best place for them because that is where the RV parks tend to have their hookups. So what do you think? Did they pull the plug on this one a little too early? We tried it here at Haylett RV when it first came out for a couple years, and it never really caught on, but it almost felt to me like right at the end of its run, it was actually finally starting to pick up steam. But by then the factory was just kind of like, we gave it a couple years, it's not taken off, let's move on to other greener pastures. Is it a case where in today's market, would this floor plan be more successful than it used to be? Are people just looking for different things? Was it too far ahead of its time? Or was it the right time? I don't know, I'm kind of curious. But either way, if you like it, we got one here for you. We do hitching, we do financing, we do trades, we do it all. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.